My name is Randy Tyne, and this is my presentation for Module 5, Understanding My Community, Holcomb Elementary. Holcomb was formerly known as Sherlock, which was established in 1878, and it was in 1909 that it became Holcomb. It's a small middle-class rural community with an agricultural base. It has small town values and a definite sense of community and support. The community rallies around those in need and does what they can to help. The habits of the people revolve around the school activities and the functions. The school is really the central piece of Holcomb and what holds it together. The Holcomb Recreation was established in 1976, and it has done a good job providing activities for families and things for families to do, such as Summerfest and the Family Fall Roundup, which you see to the right. Some of the school and community service projects are the Angel Tree, Stockings for Soldiers, Food Drive for Emmaus House, the School Supply Drive, Pennies for Patients, and Jump Rope for Heart. And these a lot of times are things worked on with the local church and the school and the high school and the elementary, really work well together on those. Some of the population characteristics are that the city population is 2,094 people with 50% male and 50% female. The education level is that 79% have high school diplomas and 18% have bachelor's degrees. Currently, the unemployment rate is 3.44%. The median age of residents is 29, making it a fairly young community. And as far as occupations go, it is what you would call a bedroom community, in that they sleep and live there, but a lot of them work in the neighboring town, Garden City, which is about 8 miles away. I would say the main occupations are beef packing, farming, education, and healthcare. Some of the school-specific information would be that our population in the 3-5 building is 243 students, and the ethnicity breakdown is 64% white, 33% Hispanic and Latino, and 3% other races. Currently, I would say the social tension is very minimal. Some of the ways that we communicate and that the city or the community learns about things is through the television and radio from Garden City, Cake News, and KBUF 1030 AM, which does a lot of the sporting events. The newspaper, which is the Garden City Telegram, all coming from our neighboring community. Some of the other ways that we communicate are through social media. Holcomb has a Facebook page called Holcomb News and Info. And as far as the school goes, we use Alert Now, which sends phone, text, and email alerts to parents, and we use that quite often. There's a district website and a city website for information, and as far as within the school, we have newsletters and Power School, which communicates grades, attendance, and lunch balance. As far as community groups go, there aren't many community groups. A lot of people would go to Garden to join different groups there, which would have a larger number of people in them. As far as policy, curriculum, and textbook decisions, they are influenced by our building site councils, our leadership teams, our district curriculum council, our administration, and our school board. Some of the school organizations are the site councils, the PSO, our Big Brothers Big Sisters program, which has grown quite a bit recently, and our Booster Club, which does a lot of fundraising for our different activities at the high school. I don't really feel there's a sense of domination, but rather cooperation between the school board and school administration, which seems to have a great relationship right now. As far as our leadership, the mayor is Gary Newman, and there's a 5-member city council. Our school leaders would be our school board members, Mrs. Rush, our superintendent, Mrs. Novak, our elementary principal, and Mrs. Tucker, our assistant principal. Staff members and parents are mostly influenced by our school leaders. The community trusts the school board since they elected them, and they trust them to hire good people, and for the most part, trust those people that have been hired by the school board and the administration. Some of the characteristics of our leaders are that our mayor is very progressive. He's a parent of the student in the school district, which helps people to trust that he has the school interest in mind. He's readily available, and he meets and works cooperatively with Garden City leaders so that he's aware of what's going on around Holcomb. The school board are well-known members of the community and are trusted by the community. And our superintendent, Mrs. Rush, is very knowledgeable. She's a wealth of information and learns with other superintendents around the state. She attends most every school event and is available if needed. As far as the economic conditions, I did mention before that the unemployment is 3.4%, but the job growth in the next 10 years is expected to be 39.8%. I think this has a lot to do with the high growth that is occurring in Garden City right now. The median household income is $65,423, and the median value of a home is $136,367. The land around Holcomb is primarily used for farming and agriculture, and there are two large industries nearby, the Tyson Beef Packing and Sunflower Electric. In addition to farming and agriculture, there are also a lot of feedlots as well. With the two industries that I spoke of, in the past, these two businesses have had a huge effect on our money per pupil due to the large amount of taxes that they paid, but with the block grant, that is no longer the case. As far as our political structure, Kansas budgeted about $4.5 million for education in 2017, and as far as for last year, the total revenues for our school district was around $10.5 million. This included state, federal, and local revenues. Budget cuts to education has really put us into a new era of politics and education where we have to make decisions about where these two things merge. With the budget cuts, it's become a question of whether or not we can fix our buildings and update our restrooms and buy the books that we need, whether we need to reduce staff, close buildings, or raise taxes. So there really is no way to separate politics from education, since politics in turn pays for education. As far as social tensions, I know there are a few, but not many. There is definite growing diversity in Holcomb, but as of right now, I don't feel like there is a tension there. There are no gangs. As far as cliques, there probably is some cliques with sports and those who are participate in those and those that don't. So that would be one area of tension, and maybe the way that our community or the people in it measure success, whether it's through academic reputation or athletic success. Those might be some areas of tension. As far as discrimination goes, I think that might happen unknowingly in our building. And I would say that the causes for that would be that there's very little diversity in the makeup of our staff. We are majority Caucasian female staff. As far as extra sources of information, school records can be accessed by parents or students over 18. We do not do a lot of questionnaires. We have done some in the past. The Chamber of Commerce, we do not have one, but Garden City does. And the school board minutes, which are posted on the website each month, and the Monday memos from the superintendent, which share the current issues at the state level. As far as power structures, I feel like the school board is the top tier of the power structure. These members can be influenced by others in the community and can also use the power that they have to influence the superintendent or administration team. Our current school board is very reasonable and supportive, and the members work cooperatively with the administration team to do what's best for kids. I don't think there are a lot of micropolitics societies, but I think they can form when wanting to add a certain sport into the high school or middle school. As far as multicultural issues, I know that we do what is required, but I don't think we go above and beyond. We translate notes, we translate for conferences, we hold parent meetings with ESL and migrant groups of parents, we support the ESL students in the classroom, but I think a lot of things go unnoticed, things that we need to be doing and involving the parents. Various cultures are not really represented around the school. We have mostly German and Hispanic and Latino families. So this would definitely be an area of growth for us, needed growth. And the hidden curriculum is really where the idea that we are unintentionally weeding out the multicultural component. So we would need to be aware of that and keep that as part of keep that in our classrooms. I don't really feel like there's a power structure influencing our board or our administration. I feel like the mission statement of the district and of the school is what really guides us and what is guiding our school board and administration right now. The measuring of public opinion, with the new accreditation in Kansas called CASA, our staff had to complete a needs survey, and our parents, we tried to do one with our parents, but we didn't get much participation with that. I think there are informal measurements like the action or inaction of families. Attendance at conferences could be one area that we looked at. Morning coffee is something else that's been tried with an informal, respectful platform for discussing topics that are concerning to parents or concerning to teachers. And this has become a way for parents that have really bought into this morning coffee, an opportunity to look out for what is important for the school, and it really gives parents a voice. So that would also be a way to learn of public opinion. As far as public opinion surveys, as I said before, we used to do title surveys, but when we went title-wide, we have not been doing that. We've done teacher surveys when creating our mission statement 3 years ago, but I'm really not aware of any other surveys that are conducted and would say that this is an area that we need to grow for our school and district. These are some of the sources that I use to find my information, and this is my presentation. Thank you.